Hello internet dwellers, I'm Oki, and if you clicked on this video, more than likely you are curious about the film adaptation of Ao Oni, which translates to Blue Demon. If you're not familiar with Ao Oni, it started off as an RPG horror game for the PC, where your character goes into a mansion with a group of friends because it's supposedly haunted, and after a run-in with a blue demon, they can't get out. So basically the point of the game is to solve puzzles, find ways to unlock doors, and get out of the mansion. Now the film takes a very similar premise, thankfully. It would be horrible if they didn't. But they tried to do something a little bit more meaningful, I guess. I'll explain. So in the game you play as a character named Hiroshi, and he's in the film, but he's not the main character. The main character is Shun, and in the film he's actually developing a game very similar to Ao Oni. In the movie, Shun gets dragged into going to the house. It's a house in the movie, it's not really a mansion. By Takuro, who will annoy the hell out of you because he's an asshole. And when they get there, they meet up with a group of other friends, characters from the game. Now Anna, who Shun had been speaking to in the beginning of the film, ends up following them. So she ends up there too. Now at this point, the film is like the games, and the whole middle section is basically just the characters being confronted by the blue demon, trying to escape, etc. I personally thought that the blue demon looked really cool. There were some parts where the CGI was a little bit but overall I thought he looked great. There's one specific scene in the film that really impressed me, where one of the characters, I think her name was Mika, is looking at something and you don't notice what it is until the camera zooms out. I'll go ahead and show that scene. Right, so I thought that was really well done. There's a bit of build-up before they show the actual creature, which I liked. And the film's not even that long, it only runs for about an hour or so. When the blue demon kills one of its victims, they don't really show it, but they do show the aftermath, and it's quite bloody. So in terms of being chased by a monster, like the game, the film does deliver. However, towards the end of the film, things get really weird. There is a twist at the end of the film that totally strays the attention away from the blue demon, and it was a huge buzzkill for me the first time that I saw it. Now it kind of grew on me, but it really comes out of nowhere, and at first I didn't think it worked for this type of film. But see, I went into the movie thinking it was just a straight monster film because of the game. And I didn't know if I wanted to say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, click off. Did you click off? Don't get mad at me if you don't want to be spoiled. So basically, at the end of the film, you find out that Shun has been dead the whole time. And the reason why Takuro goes into the house in the first place is to hide his body. We also find out towards the end that Anna had a brother who committed suicide. She thinks that his suicide was because of bullying. Now, in the beginning of the film, when Anna's talking to Shun, she notices he has a scar on his wrist, but she doesn't ask him about it. Well, it turns out that Shun was also bullied, and Takuro ends up killing him because Shun used Takuro's name in the video game he's making. I mean, that's just not a good reason to kill someone. Or maybe it is. That depends how psychotic you are. So back to the end of the film, Anna confronts Takuro about this while they're still in the house, and he decides that he wants to kill her because she knows too much. However, our best friend Ao Oni comes in just in time to kill Takuro for Anna. After that, she grabs Hiroshi, who was in the room the whole time, and they run out. But Hiroshi's injured, and he decides that he's only holding her back, so he tells her to keep going. She does, and the Ao Oni runs over him in a car. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't see the Ao Oni actually kill him. It looks like he just goes straight for Anna. Now Anna is hiding in a room and the Ao Oni is banging on the door. In previous scenes, the Ao Oni has imitated the friends' voices, trying to trick the other people. And he's doing it in this scene. He's imitating, I think, Shun's voice. So Anna ends up opening the door, and the screen goes white, and we go back in time. Now we're back to the beginning of the film where Anna is talking to Shun and she notices his scar. Except this time, instead of leaving and then following him and Takuro, she stays and she tells him that whatever's bothering him, she could talk to her about it, thus preventing his future death. So it's a really weird ending. It's lighthearted and it has a good message, but I definitely was not expecting it. So yeah, the first time I saw it, did not like the ending. Like I said before, it's growing on me now, and actually there's already a sequel planned to be released in the summer, Ao Oni 2.0, and it's supposed to have the same characters but played by different actors. Overall, I think the film was well made, well acted. I wish the Ao Oni creature would have been on screen a little bit more. Some of the CGI was a little dodgy, but I've seen worse. The surprise ending was really random, but since I told you, it shouldn't shock you that much. So yes, if you're a fan of the games, I say definitely check it out. If you've never played the games, because there's a bunch of different versions, you should totally do so, and they're completely free. I shall put a link at the bottom. Alright, well thanks for watching, and stay scared.